Whitley Strieber was a novelist who was afflicted by the abduction experience, both him and his son. He wrote of these abductions in his two predominantly famous memoirs. This is a scene from the film adaptation of the first of these memoirs, a film by Philip Mora starring Christopher Walken.
Mommy, is God real?
I think so. I hope so.
But nobody knows for sure.
No. Actually, they don't. Nobody knows.
So we're all alone, except for the little blue doctor.
Who are the little blue doctors?
They come to the cabin. They have big black eyes. They're really scary. They said we won't hurt you, but I prayed for them to go away, but they just kept shining their lights on me. God didn't make them go away.
I often wondered why, with so many alien abduction experiences out there and so many people writing books on them, Whitley Strieber's volumes were given so much mainstream attention. There is a reason to doubt this scene in Communion and what is concluded, i.e. that God does not exist or is indifferent.
They also said that nobody had been able to stop these experiences. But as we went back and looked at these testimonies, we saw that something special was in this recording. And in this testimony, this gentleman stated that while he was having one of his abduction experiences, it became excruciatingly terrifying. And the only thing he could think to do in total fear was to call out, "Jesus, Jesus, help me." Or Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And when he did, the abduction experience instantly and abruptly stopped. And he woke up in the bed. And when I heard that, I thought, wait a minute. We've been told that the abduction experience can't be stopped. And yet, here this man is saying that he had stopped it. And in a way that I had never expected it to be stopped. So I'm thinking, is this just a fluke experience, testimony? Or is this something that actually has happened before and maybe we haven't heard about it? So I contacted the leading researchers in the realm that I had studied from and called them personally and said, guys, I got this unusual case here I'd like to talk to you about. And I tell them the story about this gentleman, and before they would answer me, they would say, can we go off the record on this? And I'd say, sure, we can go off the record. I don't mind. And what these gentlemen said was, yes, we've come across cases like this where people have been able to stop these experiences either by singing a hymn, a Christian hymn, saying a prayer, calling out in Jesus' name. And I'm thinking, really? But we've read your work, and nowhere do you state that that's possible. You state otherwise, that you can't stop an experience. Well, there's reasons for that. And I said, well, what would that reason be? And all of them pretty much said the same thing. We were afraid to go there because it might affect our credibility in the UFO realm.
So, with this new evidence, as put forward by this man, and Whitley Strieber's admission that his abductors and tormentors were in fact demons, we have to look at this scene in a whole new context. When you see 1111, say on a digital clock face, do you immediately make a wish? Where did this programming come from? Well, basically two sources. One, Burning Man, and two, the controlled urban ayahuasca ceremonies that have popped up everywhere over the last 10 years. Those were the exclusive sources of the alleged magic of 1111. Why? Have you ever met anyone who's explained to you why 1111 is conducive to wishes or dreams coming true? Where did ayahuasca come from? Appears to be Peru. And what was ayahuasca connected to? Appears to be human sacrifice. But why 1111? This is esoteric researcher Doc Marquis expounding on the number 11 and its occult significance.
In the realm of witchcraft, 11 is the sacred number representing the coming Antichrist, while a multiplication of 11 is also considered sacred.
This is what famed numerologist E.W. Bullinger wrote about the number 2. Of the number 11, Bullinger writes, if 10 is the number which marks the perfection of divine order, then 11 is an addition to it, subversive of and undoing of that order. If 12 is the number which marks the perfection of divine government, then 11 falls short of it, so that whether we regard it as being 10 plus 1 or 12 minus 1, it is the number which marks disorder, disorganization, imperfection, and disintegration.
By the way, they do stuff on the numbers. Even the Trump team to own the numbers, they do stuff on the numbers. 11 is the number of discord, chaos, confusion. After Judas betrayed Christ and went and killed himself, hung himself, there was only 11 apostles left, and they were disarray. The devil had his confusion. Hell is a place where reason doesn't exist. Okay, chaos and confusion. 11. The First World War started with a vehicle that, when you decode the license plate, letters and numbers, it's 11. Yes. What day did they end the First World War? In the 11th month, on the 11th day, at the 11th hour. 11. It started and stopped on an 11.
Are you kind of hinting towards something coming 11?
Well, let's look 11. 111.
So we've got this times 2, and this at the bottom of it all. Possibly these are good reasons not to make a wish when one sees 1111. Please subscribe and or follow You Are Not Crazy. You know you are not crazy. No matter how many people have tried to convince you that you are. Stand strong and trust the soul you were given. This show is for you. For Brandish Productions, this is Daddy Brandish.